out on those islands, Captiva and Sanibel.
Yeah, Sanibel. Oh my goodness, poor Sanibel. Poor Sanibel. Okay, any special requests? Anything people want to say before we get going? Quiet about that, huh? What is that sound I'm hearing? Is that like a clock?
Oh, that's different.
That it's time to get going?
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and mute everyone.
Okay. It's mute time. I keep wanting to walk closer to you guys because that way I feel like I'm seeing you. It must be my vision, but also, yeah, I keep wanting to walk closer to you, and then I realize, oh, my head's cut off when I'm talking to them. Sorry. You know, it just feels more interactive, right? At least it's so nice to talk to you guys, you know. Anyway,
I need
let's start.
August to mute herself for whatever strange reason. It's not letting me mute her. August, can you mute yourself, please? I'm pushing the button, but she's gone.
That's an interesting one. Technology is funny that way.
I'll send it in the chat.
Let's start by taking our seat and let's send some prayers and good energy to those impacted by the hurricane. What is it, Ian or Ian? I should know this. Is it Ian or is it Ian? 1 or 2? What is Heather doing? 2. Okay, it's Ian. Just leave it to Heather. She always has the answer. So let's send some positive energy and prayers to those impacted by Hurricane Ian. We believe in the power of thought and prayer. At least I do. I can't speak for you. There's an amazing teacher. She's actually a scientist who studies, she's done these study groups of the power of 8. And it's pretty fascinating, the power of 8 and how positive thoughts and mantras and prayers can help people. Let's bring our hands in front of our heart and namaste position or prayer mudra, which is also wonderful for balancing the right and left hemispheres of the brain. It's a mudra that we often do naturally and is seen in many cultures. So breathe in and perhaps make a blessing for yourself. Sometimes that's the hardest to do. And then as you exhale out, send some positive prayers and vibes to those impacted by Ian, the hurricane. And you may have others that you want to send prayers to as well for other types of healing. So breathe in and send a good positive message to yourself. And breathe out and send it to others. Breathing in and breathing out. In through the nose and out through the nose. In case you haven't heard me say this before, it's approximately 60% or more of people are mouth breathers. So try to breathe in and out through the nose, unless you've got general stuffiness going on. And then let's exhale and lower our arms down by our side and inhale, take them outward. And then bring your palms together in front of you. And inhale, separate the palms. Press the palms away from you. Fingers are upright. Wrists are flexed. Wow, you can feel this in your hands. Spread your fingers. Bring the palms in. Push your fingertips in, elbows out to the side. Press the ridge tops, the ridges of your fingers in. Open it to fingertips. Open it up. Big and wide. You might come towards the edge of the chair. Good. Once again, palms towards each other. Fingertips pressing. Notice if one hand seems to press more than the other and see if you can even that up a little bit without bringing tension to your neck, head, or jaw. Press the ridges in. Press the palms together. Open it up so wrist lines are touching. That's it. That's it. Now open up the elbows. Open it up. Beautiful. Exhale, release the hands in your lap. Round your spine for cat. Shoulders moving forward and side to side, widening across your back body. Inhale, lift up, shoulder blades together, heart lifting. Exhale, round, chin to chest. Inhale, lift. Heart rising, palms pressing into thighs. Round once again. Inhale to center. We haven't done this one in a while, and I noticed I was tensing my jaw, so we have to do it. Well, I think we might have done it a few weeks ago, but we're going to do it. So we're going to do the swish the tongue back and forth about 10 times. If your tongue gets tired, stop. We're going to go left, right, or right, left, and it doesn't really matter. We're going about 10 times each way, meaning back and forth is one time. And first we're going to do the top. So you're doing the top teeth. So start at the right, swish to the left, then swish back to the right, and that's one time. Then we'll do the bottom after that. We'll stop in between. So notice how your face and your jaw feels now. And then let's begin. So, back and forth. It's really hard for me to talk and do it. You keep going. When you're at 10, stop and just notice. Take some breaths in and out through your nose. Ready for lower side. Right to left, 10 times. Release. You might notice a little saliva builds up there. Just notice. Now take a breath in and out and notice how your jaw and your face and maybe even your neck feel. Because when we tense the jaw, all kinds of stuff starts to happen. And now we're going to go around. So clockwise. Let's try for 10, but if your tongue gets tired, then stop. Remember, this is one of the strongest muscles in your body, your tongue. Ready? Go. When you're done with 10, stop. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're almost done with this part of the class, all right? Now we're going to go counter. I found this one harder. I did it this morning, and going counterclockwise is harder with my tongue. So go for it. and stop when you're done. All right, one last one. We're going to stick the tongue out forward. Try to keep it forward. And if it starts moving it around, bring your tongue back in and try one more time. This is not easy. At least it's not easy for me. Let's try it, all right? So you're going to take your tongue out and try to keep it straight out. Notice how it wiggles around a little bit. Really stretch your tongue out. And then when you're ready, you can stop. I find that one really hard, but you know how when you go to the dental hygienist and they kind of take your tongue with a, you know, one of their gauze pads and they take it to the side, whatever. So it is a little bit of a stretch for the tongue, which is a great thing to do. You know, the tongue takes stress too, so we got to stretch it out. Drop your right ear towards the right shoulder. Inhale, head rises. Lowering the left ear towards the left shoulder. Inhale, head rises. Drop back towards the right. Maybe open up your mouth and allow the jaw to relax. Inhale back to center, other way. Ear dropping, shoulders on your back. Notice where you feel the sensation. I feel it all along down the neck and even into, well, right about here. Just notice where you feel it. You could feel it all the way down the arm. Inhale, head rises. Back to cat-cow. Round your spine, chin to chest, lean back. Then inhale, open up your arms into a V or a cactus. Your elbows may be bent. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift it up. Let go. Rise through the front of your body. Exhale, round it, curl inward, gaze at your belly. Inhale, as you open, perhaps you gaze upwards towards the beautiful sky. And release your arms down. Someone was telling me the other day that they like to meditate and gaze at the sky. I think that would be okay, but lying down, otherwise your head's going to get sore. Or you could look at it and then close your eyes and picture it. Let's circle around on the hips. And then reverse it. Chair is creaking today. Open up your legs into goddess. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Interlace your fingers. Press your palms away from you. Push down through the balls of the feet as you lift your arms. Now they may not go all the way up. You can always kind of circle here a little bit, loosen it up. Heels are lifted. Yes. And then slowly lower your heels and your arms back down. Bring the right forearm to the thigh and circle the arm around and about. Let's ease it open. And then eventually, perhaps find cactus here. And maybe touch your fingertips behind your head. Lean slightly back into your fingertips, but we're not pushing the head. Exhale, close it in. Bring your elbow down towards the earth. Inhale, gaze upward. My hair is in my face. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift the elbow up. Maybe the arm stretches upward. Exhale, flow the arm down towards the earth. Gaze down. Circle the arm back and up. Find your stretch. Find your stretch. Still early in the practice. Be mindful. Now push down firmly through your right foot. push down firmly through your left foot. Notice how your muscles tone. On our inhale, let's lift up, push the heels down, lift the toes up. That's a little different than we usually do. Now, go to toes, lift heels. Yep. Lower heels, lift the rest of the foot. Roll through it. Roll through it. And lower the heels down. Bring the forearm to the thigh. Circling around and about. Notice my left side is creaking a little bit more, so we just notice that. Mindful of it. No pain, all gain. Maybe the fingertips go behind the head. Now we're not pushing the head, we're turning the head. The elbows turn, the elbow turns down as well. So we're curving the spine like the cat. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, round downward. Feel the weight in your feet. Inhale, lift it up. Maybe gaze upwards. Maybe lean slightly back. Exhale, lower down, lower the arm towards the earth. Circle it up towards the sky. Bring it over and stretch over the ear. Find your stretch. Now pull this bottom shoulder back. I know mine tends to go forward, so I have to consciously pull it back. Yes. Take a breath in and a breath out. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, take your hands to your thighs. Let's do a twist. We're going to take our left arm towards the right. Circle it down towards the left, but bring it up into a, it's counterclockwise for you guys. Oh no, yeah, no, it's clockwise for you guys. It's counterclockwise for me. That's a brain teaser. So we're just circling it around. And then bring the hand back to the thigh and other way. Stretch your right arm towards the left, down towards the earth. As you bring the arm down, push your feet down. Inhale, circle it up. Circle it around and about with your breath. Notice as you, I'm noticing that now my weight's in this foot. Then I go down and the weight's in the other foot. Come back to neutral. Good. Open up wide. Exhale, place your palms on your thigh. Take the left shoulder towards the right. Lift it up and back. Sit upright. Exhale, take the right shoulder to the left. Circle it up and back. We are upright. Push your palms down into your thighs, towards the middle of the thighs. Draw your shoulders up and back. Good. Inhale, take your arms up overhead. Bring them down to heart center. Press your palms forward. Don't fall off the chair. So really push down through your feet and through your sitting bones. Inhale, rise up. Beautiful. Hands to your thighs. Let's bring our legs together. That was a long time. Now, let's do some chair pose. I don't think we did that on Wednesday. Super important. We do it every day. Yesterday in the in-person class that I taught, we just started. We've only met twice in Michigan. We played with the block in between the thighs and then the strap around the thighs, which we've done, but let's do it again, because what I was noticing is that students tend to have one or two knees coming into center. So they kind of do that on their own, or they tend to open up. One could be coming in and one could be out. So we want to push down through our feet so kneecaps are over middle toes. Now, when we put a block in between our thighs, it's strengthening the adductors. These are the muscles in here. Very often these muscles are tight, but very often these muscles are weaker. So we're using the block and we're squeezing it with the inner thighs. We're going to start there, then we'll work the outer thighs. On your inhale, take a breath in. Then on your, and you're not squeezing yet, on the exhale, squeeze the block. Squeeze the block with your inner thighs. Inhale, release that squeeze. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze the block. Notice how your inner thighs feel as you squeeze the block. Inhale, let it go. Now, on your next exhale, squeeze the block, tone your hips, tone your pelvic floor as you pull your belly in. Now inhale, release all of that. Exhale, squeeze thighs, tone pelvic floor, pull belly in. Release. Let's do that with cat-cow. So, because this is all comes together. Hands on top of the thighs, squeeze the block, curl your spine over, gaze at your navel, and you can be pulling, it's maybe very natural, pull your pelvic floor in and up right here. Inhale, release the squeeze, lift your heart. So you might have your palms on your thighs and press them down. Let's do this a few times. Exhaling, squeeze block, pull pelvic floor in, gaze at navel. You're leaning back and your shoulder blades are spreading. Your tailbone is moving down and maybe a little forward. Inhale, lift your heart. Sit bones move back. You are no longer squeezing the block. You're holding it, but you're not squeezing it. Come back upright. Now it's time for playing with our chair pose. If you'd like, you can face a wall or you can have another chair in front of you for balance. Let's rock forward and back. And when you come up, squeeze your block. Squeeze your block, pull your pelvic floor in. Here we go. So you don't have to necessarily lift up. It may just be a bounce up and a lower down. Try to go slow and methodical. Push your feet down like you mean it. Push your feet down. Tell Ian to stop it, to stop causing all that damage. Push down. Feel your thighs activate. And maybe this time hold it. You're going to take your sit bones back. Your hands are either on the chair or maybe forward and up. Beautiful. Sit bones back, heart lifting. Now angle your tailbone down, pull your belly in, squeeze the block, pull your pelvic floor in and up. Oh my goodness, have a seat, take a little break. This is hard work. It's hard work. You didn't come to yoga to relax, did you? Okay, let's rock forward and back. I hope it releases some tension though. By the end of class, my hope is that it releases some tension for you for sure. All right, you ready? We're gonna rock it up, squeeze the block. Even if you don't rise, squeeze the block, pull your pelvic floor in and up. Maybe arms are forward. Maybe you take your hands to your knees and your thighs, round your spine, gaze at your navel. This is cat pose. Inhale, lift your heart. Now, if you're in the chair, if you got a chair in front of you, even though you have your hands on the chair, you could still gaze at your belly. Just don't bump your head on the chair. All right, exhale, slowly lower it down. Awesome. Feel your inner thighs. Take the block out. Take the block out and feel what's going on these inner thighs. Now we're going to go up once without the block so you can feel the difference. But imagine the block is there. If it was helping stabilize you, pretend it's there. Don't let the knees come in. They still need to stay about hip distance apart. Because that I see sometimes too. The knees come in to come up. Try not to do that. If it happens, it happens, but try not, pretend the block is there. So rock it. When you're ready, lift your sitting bones off the chair. Feel your chair pose. Breathe in. Breathe out. Awesome. Maybe take your hands to the thighs and gaze at your belly, or keep them on the chair, gaze at your belly. That block is still there, imaginary block. Inhale, lift your arms. Exhale, slowly lower down. You guys are awesome. Boy, this chair is creaking today. Now, if you have a strap, place it around your thighs. If you don't, I'm going to show you what you'll do. So either take the strap and place it around your thighs with a loop.
You just,
Somebody needs to mute, unless you have a question. You are welcome to ask a question if you have one. So the strap is now around the thighs. You still want to be able to open up your legs about hip distance apart. If the strap is too wide, it won't help you. So about when you open up your legs, it's about the outside of your thighs is kind of measuring up with your outside of your hips. And if you had a block in there, it would fit in there. And some of you might want to do both. You can do both. If you've got room for it, you can do both. Some people really like that because it helps stabilize the knees, and they're going to use their adductors. So you can play with that. If you don't have a strap or something to tie around your thighs, you can take your hands to the outside of your thighs and push against them. So you can even try that with the strap. Go ahead and take an inhale, and on your exhale, push into either your hands or the strap. Notice how the weight in your feet may change. Don't let the inside of the feet lift. Keep pushing the whole foot down. Release. Take an inhale. On the exhale, push your thighs against the strap. Press down through your feet. Maybe push your hands against your thighs and your thighs against your hands to get a little pressure there if you don't have a strap. And release. Now we're going to rock forward and back and maybe lift off as you push the thighs into the strap. Make sure the strap isn't going to go anywhere. And make sure the strap is not under your feet so you don't trip on it. So put it to the side. All right, we're going to rock forward and back. And then on the exhale, rise. Push your thighs into the strap and feel the difference. Feel the difference. Take a moment, feel the difference of pushing the outside of your thighs into the strap. For me, I'm noticing a little bit of toning in the hips back there. Now angle your sit bones down. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then exhale, have a seat. Now you might notice that you're fatiguing one way more than the other because you're working muscles differently. And some muscles are strong and some need a little bit more strengthening. So you might notice this. So let's go one more time with this. Now we're still pulling in and up on the pelvic floor as well on that exhale. So take an inhale, and you can rise on the inhale, but push against the thighs to help you. And push the thighs against the strap to help you. Here we go. Lift up, inhale, exhale, sit bones back, notice muscles working. Maybe your hands on the chair, maybe you have them on your thighs. Round your spine, take your chin to your chest, gaze at your belly. Inhale, lift your heart. Maybe you keep one hand on the chair and take the other one back. If you want, and it feels safe, you can gaze at your thumb back behind you. Inhale, bring the hand forward. Exhale, other hand moves back. Little twisting action. Inhale, arms forward. Oh my goodness. Exhale, have a seat. This is working muscles in very different ways, isn't it? Yes. I hope you're feeling that. I feel that. Release the strap. We're going to lift off one more time, just so I keep saying one more time, but I mean it this time. You're going to come up and either pretend that you're pushing into the strap or you're hugging the block, or both at the same time. So the knees are going to stay hip distance apart. The feet are going to be grounded. Yes, the weight does transfer towards your heels. When you're ready, lift up, breathe in, breathe out, pretend that strap is there and you're pushing against it. Pretend the block is there and you're pressing into it. Oh my goodness. Notice your muscles working. They're working hard. Exhale, have a seat. Oh boy. All right, let's take a twist to the right. Left hand outside right thigh. A welcome twist. It's a little bit of a break. Breathe in. Breathe out. Take a full breath. Feel expansion across your chest. Move to center. Twisting the other way. Left hand outside, right thigh, right hand behind you. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breath is in. And breath is out. Soft breath. Now we were just working hard, so notice your breath might have gotten a little bit deeper or shallower. Breathe in and out through the nose. Inhale back to center. Okay, before we go down, let's stretch our legs out, stretch them long because they were bent. I'll turn to the side so you can see me. Take both heels out, push your heels down, pull your toes towards you, circle the ankles around and about. You can hold on to the side of the chair and then reverse it. That's a circular motion. And then flex and point away. Flexion, dorsiflexion, flexion, dorsiflexion. Roll your feet in a little bit and then roll them out. And roll them in and roll them out and in and out. Bring them back into center. And let's slowly lower down. And this time, we haven't done lunges in a while on the earth. Keep the chair with you. Keep 2 blocks with you if you have them. And your strap, of course, should be nearby, and a blanket should be nearby. And in fact, use the blanket to help you lower down. And if you have tender knees, you might want this in front of your chair. We're going to do some lunging. So blanket goes down, and then hands on the chair, slowly lower down. Take your time to get there. Take your time. We don't rush in yoga. That's just not good practice. We don't want to do that. I should turn the other way so I have the right leg. Okay. Not that it matters. We're going both ways, as Ed pointed out to us. Okay, so we're facing the chair, and you can have the blocks nearby. So we're standing on our knees. Then you're going to use your hand or step your foot forward. So you can lean on the chair if you wish, but watch your shoulder and pick up the right foot and bring it outside the chair. And then your hands can be on the seat of your arms, your forearms or your hands can be on the seat of the chair. So take your time to get there. Don't rush it. This is a little different. We haven't done it in a while. I know some of you are like, I can't do this on my knees. So we are going to get off. I'm going to give you options for getting off the knee. And make sure you've really cushioned your knee. Now we're going to circle the hips around and about. So that's our first step here, loosening up the hips. You can take them forward and back. but really do some nice circular action. Let your hip go out to the right and back and towards the left and front and around. Circle it around. Notice any stretching that you feel. And then rise up, hands come to the side of the chair. The side of the chair. Now we can play with balance here, and this is where, if you wish, you can lift the back knee up. So here's knee down. We pull our knees towards each other isometrically. Now you can keep your foot here, or you can walk it to the inside of the chair, so it's underneath the chair, or a little bit forward of the chair. You can adjust yourself. And so you can either play with balance here by maybe lifting one arm up and placing it down, and maybe lifting the other arm up, yep, and placing it down. Maybe you hold on to the side of the chair to get that knee off, lift it up. We actually do this lunge from standing sometimes. So it's a lifting up. It's a lifting the knee up. That takes strength too. So perhaps you're down, you curl your toes under and then pull up. Now, some of you may want to try with a foot flat, but I find it it's harder for me at least, but it's a good thing to do because it works another muscle. But this is what it looks like. And if it doesn't feel good on your knee, please don't do it. Do not do anything that causes harm. So one more time, maybe you play with one arm or both arms. You may reach up high and notice the stretch you feel on the front of the back thigh. One or both arms or neither arm. Now, notice if your ribs are coming forward, pull them back so that your shoulders are over your hips. If you notice your hip is going out to the side, pull it in. Play here, feel as though you're pulling your knees towards each other. If your knee is bugging you, come on up off that knee. And exhale, lower down, bring the right knee back to the left. Again, you might use your hand to get there. Take your time. Take your time. In fact, let's take a few breaths in and out. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. I'm going to move the chair now to the other side so you can see me. You see the outside leg. Now, you could do this with blocks instead of the chair. Let me show you. You guys have seen it with the chair. Let me show you with the blocks here. I better move this back for you to see. So here's the two blocks. Some people prefer not to use the chair. If you have two blocks, you can bring the blocks like this, holding on to each block, and step the foot up. Some of you, that's more accessible. Some of you prefer the chair. I'm guessing most of you prefer the chair. Now we're going to circle around and about. So circle the hip, whether your hands are on the chair or on the blocks. I just want to give you the option for chair or blocks. So circling the hip around. Feel, because this side could be different. Some people are going to feel this towards the back of the hip, and some of you are going to feel it on the inside of the thigh. Now, on my right side, I don't feel too much, but on the left, I feel it on the inner thigh. So this is just something to notice that it can be different. Then you want to reverse that. And then you're going to bring your foot a little bit more forward. And we're going to play with our balance. So you could bring the blocks up to the next height, or you can have your hands on the chair, or you can have your hands on the thigh. So now we're pulling legs towards each other. And if your knees were bugging you, you might be holding the block and lifting the back knee up. You don't want to stress your either knee out. So you want to make sure this knee, if you lift the back thigh, make sure your front knee is over your heel. If it's down, it's not as critical because it's not weight bearing. Now, we might have one or both hands on the chair, the thigh, or the blocks. Perhaps we lift up. Now we want to make sure the ribs aren't going forward, so pull them back, like in cat pose. And notice how you immediately might feel a stretch in the front of the thigh that's down. Maybe you lift one arm up, and then you exhale it down. Maybe you lift the other arm up, and you lower it down. Maybe you lift both arms up. So you're playing with your balance. You're gazing forward about eye level. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And lower on down and take the knee back. Now, we're almost done on our knees here. If you'd like to play now with Camel Pose, which I don't think we've done that fairly recently. It's a little back bend. And if you don't like Camel Pose, we're going to do bridge next. And they are very similar poses. One is standing on the knees and the other one is lying on the back, but they're the same shape. So for Camel Pose, your hands are on your thighs. And then on the chair, sorry, on your thighs. For Camel, although they could be. So hands are on the seat of the chair or your hips even. We're going to draw the shoulders up and back. And you can have a combo, one hand on the chair and one hand on the hip. We lift the heart. You also can have one hand on your heart, which is super nice. We lift the heart up towards the sky. Don't drop your neck back. And then inhale and rise back up. Hands come back to the chair. So this is a back bend. My favorite one is to take the hand behind the head. I'm not pushing the head. It's just there for support. No pushing head, just hand is there for support. Elbow can be forward or a little bit out to the side. Lift your heart, find a little back bend, draw your tailbone down. Now, if you have lower back pain, please come up. You might squeeze the block to help the lower back pain. So squeeze the block and maybe hand is behind head and then rise up. And let's take a good stretch. So let's come off of our knees. I'm going to place the chair to the side here. We don't need it anymore. That's not in your way. I don't think it is. And let's lower down onto our bellies for that stretch. So you can have the blanket underneath your rib cage and your abdomen. If you know you have lower back pain, you might like it there. If you don't, then move it out of the way. We're going to come on down. Relax your forehead down on your stacked hands. Take a little break here as you let your hips sway right and left. Little gentle massage for the lower back. Breathe in and breathe out. Breath is in and breath is out. In and out. Back to center. Move back to center. Good. Now, let's find a little cobra. So first, pick up your right leg, stretch it back, lower it down. Pick up your left leg, spread your toes, reach back, lower it down. Both legs are stretching back. Now tone your hips and pull your pelvic floor in and up. Tone your belly. So we're not squeezing, we're toning. Then hands are by your side for Cobra. Shoulders up and back. Lift up maybe just an inch or two as you push your shoulders back. And then exhale and lower down. Use the resistance of the earth. You're pressing your palms down. Inhale, lift your heart, maybe just an inch or two or three. Keep pulling your shoulder blades together. Exhale, lower down. So one more time, legs are straight back, hips are toning, belly's toning, pelvic floor is pulling in and up, heart is lifting. Breathe in, breathe out, draw the sides of your arm bones towards each other. Exhale, lower down and take a little break. Take a little break, and then we're going to roll onto our back. Roll onto the back. So, because I want to show you how camel pose and bridge are the same. Very similar, I should say. So, come down onto your back. Slowly. You might have a little blanket under your head, but remember, we want ears level with shoulders. Feet are just outside hips. Arms can be down by your side. You can kind of even walk your shoulders underneath you, or you can press the upper arms down. We're going to push our feet down and inhale and hips rise. Notice how this is a very similar shape to camel pose. So there's always an adaptation. We just turn a pose on its side or upside down. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, heart lifts, hips lift, feet push down. Push down through your heels, but lift your feet up. So just the heels are pressing down. Press the heels down, pull them towards you, feel your hips tone. Release your jaw. Exhale, lower the hips down, the feet down. Give yourself a hug. Bring your knees in towards you. Circle around on your spine. Breathe in and breathe out. Good. Then we're going to roll to our side and we're going to come up either onto our forearm or relax your head down and your ear down on your arm, your bent arm. So the elbow is forward. You might have a little pillow there, but you don't want your head up like that. You have a choice. You can be here or you can be here. We're going to work the side abs a little bit. So I'll show it first on the side. Your top hand, fingertips can come down or they can rest on a block. Now, pull your ribs back because they may be jutting forward. So you're on your side. And if your hips are bothering you because they're pushing into the mat, you can stick a blanket under them. Now, we're going to lift our ribs up, but relax the shoulder. Exhale, lower the ribs down. Exhale, pull the ribs in and up, and then release the ribs down. Pull it in, pull the belly in, ribs lifting, and lower down. Exhale, pull it in and up, and lower it down. Now, if you like to go on, if you're on your forearm, you're still doing the same thing, pulling the ribs up and lowering down. It's just a little bit different, maybe a little bit more movement. So you're lifting the ribs up and lowering down. On the exhale, you're lifting the ribs upwards. One more time, pull it in and up. And then release, go back down onto your arm. And then stretch your top leg long, push the heel away. And then we're gonna bend the knee, hug the knee in towards us, and press it straight back out from your hip. Bring it in, push it straight back from your hip. Now, if you can straighten the bottom leg, go for it. This is more of a balance pose. Pushing both heels away, flexing your feet. Now we're in a balance pose because it's harder. When the bottom knee is bent, it's easier. Then maybe lift the knee up towards you and then lift the knee up towards the sky Press your foot down into your inner thigh. Now you're inside lying tree pose. Push the thigh into the foot and foot into the thigh. If it doesn't feel accessible, you can bend the knee and be right here. Then let's close it up, extend the leg, and pull the knees in towards you, and we'll go to the other side. So you could just roll to your other side. I am going to switch sides. And again, you can be down, resting your ear on your upper arm, or you can be up on your forearm, shoulder up and back. I'll show it this way this time. So we're gonna lift the lower ribs up and down. If you are up, you want this shoulder moving back. We don't want it forward like that. That's gonna hurt your shoulder. Make sure it stays back. Lift the ribs, lower down. Lift up and lower. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, ribs lifting. Inhale, ribs lowering. Exhale, ribs lifting. Inhale, lowering. Sometimes gook comes out of my mouth. Exhale, pull the ribs in and up, and then lower. You can do a few more when you're ready. Lower down. The bottom knee is back. Extend the upper leg, push the heel away. So you're feeling long through the leg, stretch it away from you, and then pull the knee in towards you and press it away. You can give it a hug in as it comes in close, and then press it away. One more. Hug it, hug it, hug it. Extend it. Now maybe you extend both legs. This is more of a balance pose. We're lying now on the opposite side, pushing the heels away. So it's lying down mountain pose. Then maybe you pull that top knee in towards you, then lift it up. And you might lower it and lift it a few times. Eventually place the foot either on the inner thigh or below the knee. So it could be on the calf. I didn't say that on the other side, and I should have. So the foot can be below the knee or up on the inner thigh. And then we're pressing the heel away. Now we are in lying down tree pose. Breathe in and breathe out. You're pressing thigh into foot and foot into thigh. Breathe in and breathe out. And then when you're ready, lower that down, then both knees in towards you. We're going to roll onto our back and take the strap with us wherever it is. Who knows what I did with that strap? Oh, there it is. Here it is. So now you're coming down onto your back. Let's stretch the hamstrings out. We haven't really focused on them today, so let's make sure we do. Place the strap on your foot. Strap is on foot, and you can start with knee bent. You can start with the opposite knee, foot on the earth, and start to press the foot skyward, pushing the heel upwards. Feel that stretch. I'm feeling it more in the calf right now. Notice what you're feeling. You can bend and straighten a few times, spreading your toes. Breathe in and breathe out. Feel the sensation on the bottom of the foot. Breathe in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. Now we're going to take the leg out to the side. So take the leg out to the side, but keep your opposite hip down so it doesn't lift up. If it lifts up, this is what it looks like. There's not much that's going to happen there. So try to keep the hip down, the foot down. Press the heel away. You can bend the knee in towards you and then push it away. So you feel an inner thigh stretch. If it's too much, lift your leg a little bit. You can use both hands, but try to relax your shoulders down. We're going to inhale the leg back upright. Feel the stretch once again. You might lengthen the bottom leg, you might not. You might not. Now, let's cross it over the midline. I like to take my hand and put it in the hip crease and pull the skin away. That intensifies it, but it gets there might be a pinching in this area in the hip crease, so it helps pull it away. So I'm taking the skin and pressing it away. Pull the shoulders down. Feel the stretch, maybe breathe in and out consciously for about 5 breaths or so. You can keep it longer or shorter, but you got to give your body some time to get the stretch in. Stretches don't always happen automatically right away. It takes a little time for it to settle on in. And then inhale the leg back up, feel the stretch. You might turn the toes out and the heel in, feel that stretch. Inhale back to neutral. Release the leg and just feel before we go to the other side. I'm going to switch and place the strap on the other leg. This is one of the most important stretches. You can do this in bed if you don't feel comfortable going down on the mat. It's super, super duper important to get these legs stretched out. A lot of times it's one of the causes of lower back pain. So it's a really good idea to stretch the back of the legs out and the front of the legs. We did do quite a bit of action with that today. So we've got our footprint up towards the sky. Notice if your ribs are rising, try to push them down. Breathe in and out. And if you wish, you can extend the bottom leg, but only if you're feeling a stretch here, stay here. If your knee is bent and you're still feeling a stretch, stay there. No reason to go any further. Then we're going to keep this other hip down and open the leg out to the side. It may, if it goes all the way down, but this hip lifts, then push that hip down and take the leg back up a little bit. Breathe in, breathe out, notice sensation. We worked in our thighs today, so it's possible you're feeling a little stretch. Inhale the leg, rises up, cross it over the midline. This is the one that's most intense for most people. We're getting into this outer leg muscle, very, very thick muscle. You can take your thumb into the hip crease and pull the skin away as you press the heel towards away from you as well. So the leg is at a diag. Take several breaths. If it's too much sensation, then lift the leg a little bit so it's not as much sensation. Listen to your body. That's a very important aspect of yoga. Connecting the mind and the body. Inhale, the footprint rises up. Turn the footprint out so the heel is in and the toes are out. The knee is still in line with the toes. So you could draw a line from the center of your knee all the way down to your middle toes. Then bring the toes back facing you, knee facing you. And exhale and lower the leg down. Let's find our final spinal twist, final spinal twist. You're going to bring the knees in towards you. Give them a hug. You have a choice. You can do our traditional twist with both knees falling to the right, or you might lengthen the right leg and let your left knee fall over. One's not better than the other. This one might get into the hip a little bit more. One is not better. You can experiment with one or both. And you might let your hand, just gently, gently, gently put a little bit of pressure on the top of the thigh. You won't need to if both knees are stacked, because hopefully they're resting on each other, or you can put a little pillow in between or blanket in between your thighs. Rest in spinal twist for about 10 breaths. You may turn your head the opposite way of your knees. Feel your belly. Feel the ebb and flow of the belly as you breathe in and out. When you're ready, twist to the other side. So whichever version you chose, one or both. Twisting to the other side. Arms can be in your cactus or your T. Enjoy your twist as you breathe. As you breathe. I love the feeling of the upper body widening and opening in a twist. I hope you're enjoying it as well. And for your final pose, you bring your knees together. You might do a little happy baby and find your way to maybe lying down butterfly for a minute or two or 3 or 4. It's your weekend, or hands on a chair or feet on a chair or feet up the wall. Those are my favorites, or knees over pillows or bolsters and arms down by your side. Pick your favorite pose. I was working with someone the other day, actually at the Michigan Parkinson Foundation, and she goes, and she's a pretty experienced yogi, and so I said, did you feet up the wall? She goes, yeah, I forget about that. I really should do that. So it really is a wonderful pose to have your feet up on the chair. It helps release the back, or feet up the wall. Find your resting pose. Your breath is softening. You may be feeling all kinds of energy running through your body. Hopefully good energy. It just feels lively inside. You feel the circulation moving. You feel the impact of your practice. You feel your body saying thank you. Notice the breath. Your body may be saying thank you for this resting pose because I worked so hard. Belly is softening. Fingertips and toes are relaxed. Legs and arms are relaxed. Spine is relaxed. Abdominal organs are calm. Hips are resting. Head feels relaxed on the earth. Tongue is resting at the back, lower palate. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling the whole body at peace and relaxed. Breathing in, breathing out. Again and again. You can stay in this resting pose as long as you so choose. I encourage you to. We'll close our practice together, bringing palms to heart, returning to healing blessings for ourselves. Into the community. and those impacted by Hurricane Ian. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be at ease. May you be safe. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I'm here for questions. Namaste.
Great job.
Namaste, Mindy. Well done.
Full day too.
Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Enjoy the
Thank you.
sunshine.
Mindy,
Yes.
question. It was very clear, but I was confused on one part. When you had the strap, the dark strap around your dark pants, around your
Yeah.
thigh,
Yeah.
was it
That's hard for you to see, isn't it?
tied? I was holding it.
Oh, you want to tie it around your thighs.
So a tie.
Okay, so this strap, I'm coming close,
Yeah.
has a buckle on it. Oh, wait, can you see this or not? There.
There.
Okay, now I can. Okay, so if I just make a knot,
You could.
okay, all
You
right,
could. You want it to get so your legs spread about hip distance
okay.
so that
got
you
it.
can push your thigh into the strap.
Okay, that makes a whole lot more sense because I was holding it. It was a lot of tension. Okay, good.
Yeah, you know what? Please, for a question like that, please unmute yourself because, I don't always realize when I'm not clear. So, and that'll benefit everybody. So don't hesitate. If I'm not being clear,
Okay, I tried, but
unmute yourselves.
I'm neat. Okay,
Yeah, now it's tricky. That's one of the advantages to these yoga straps is that getting a good one where the belt holds and you can pull it apart and it stays like that and doesn't undo is it is a nice thing to have.
okay, good idea.
Okay.
Thank you, Mindy. It was
All
great.
right. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, that was good.
Namaste, Mindy.
Namaste.